Game trailers, the Callisto protocol. Haven't played it, so I might not relate as much. I wanted to play it, but a lot of people told me that it's not very well optimized. So I'm waiting for patches and updates and what's not, then I'll give it a chance.
The following is rated S for spoilers.
Okay, spoilers, guys! Because the game just came out like 1 month ago or something. So watch out if you want to play it.
If you can't get enough space, body horror, and reflexive stomping, but you've already played the Dead Space games to death, discover what happens when a brand new developer takes the spiritual reins and just makes Dead Space, but worse. The Callisto Protocol.
Oh no, it flopped.
Experience a game so heavily influenced by its predecessors that they were clearly inviting the comparison themselves. Which makes sense when you consider it's the Dead Space guy deciding to make Dead Space again without trying to get sued, as Callisto Protocol gives you yet another vision of—
But why would he get sued if it was Dead Space again? Who bought Dead Space? Who owns the rights?
The future, with all the aesthetics of a shipping container, that despite the impressive graphics, comes off as a cheap knockoff of the real thing, in a game that just serves as an expensive reminder that you could be playing Dead Space. Or if you got it for PC, a game that you can actually play. Because like eating steak—
Did you see those lags? That's not from me, guys. That's...
Or if you got it for PC, a game that you can actually play.
Oh,
because like eating steak with a
that's
spoon,
why I didn't want to play
this thing just ain't cutting
it.
it.
Nah, bro.
Step into the spacesuit of Jacob Lee Generic Guy, a space trucker whose cargo gets hijacked and forced to land at the Black Iron Prison, a space penitentiary and Philip K. Dick reference punching way above its weight class, where Jacob is suddenly incarcerated without a trial, only to wake up surrounded by space zombies that he'll have to beat to re-death, as one does, eventually unraveling the mystery behind the outbreak while getting magical gravity powers, because they needed their version of the time slowdown thing from Dead Space, and taking in the finest in environmental storytelling by crawling slowly through it. Then uncover the machinations of the protocol as you wonder if it's some sort of horrible space demigod or Event Horizon-esque psychological horror, for it to just end with a wet fart as you find out it's just rich weirdos in masks again. In a storyline that's so disappointing, your brain will just black out and forget about it immediately after you beat it. You know, the brain has a way of protecting you from trauma and subpar video game stories. Prepare your anus for colon-shattering scares that just never appear as you trudge through the least inspired sci-fi horror since Jason X, where it feels like you're always just waiting around for the next screaming monster closet, and an over-reliance on jump scares ends up spoiling whatever tension there might have been, as every corridor starts to blend together and every corner you turn brings you to more of the same guys you just smacked down, until you're so desensitized to gore and shock that all you can muster is mild irritation, where you'll discover the real horror is realizing you have to watch this over and over again without a skip scene button. You know, at this point, the existential dread of realizing the hours of my life I've wasted having to sit through these cutscenes is really what's scary. Blast your way through pounds of mutated flesh and Callisto Protocol's combat, where the awkward dodging system makes the melee a clunky joke that constantly has you weaving about like the zombie is your child support payments, right until even one extra enemy decides to appear and just craps on your whole day, where you'll have no choice to dodge into an enemy attack or get hit by a projectile because you're locked into the animation, until you fill up on enough ammo and upgrades to blast through most encounters. And your gravity magic has you flinging dudes into fans and spikes like you're playing Dark Messiah. At least until they start locking you in rooms with a million dead boys, where it starts looking less like a brutal action horror and more like something out of Benny Hill on benzos. In combat that's serviceable and cinematic enough that it's the most enjoyable part of the experience, but like the rest of the game, feels like not enough meat stretched across not enough bones. You know, like the horrible flesh monsters, you get it? It's body humor.
What was
so
that?
Strap in, spaceman, and grab them by the ghoulies in this extremely derivative horror that will keep your heart rate as low as your expectations. But if the lust for more Dead Space is burning a hole in your heart and your wallet, you can, again, just wait literally like 1 month. They're making an actual Dead Space, you guys. They better not screw it up, because now I'll look like the asshole. Starring that guy from Las Vegas, Timothy Oliphant, boring Wraith, choking under the pressure, Sail Killer, the amazing Atheist, and Duncan, D's Mutated Nuts. Dead franchise.
Oh, thank you.
Instead of stomping his enemies, Jacob should have broken up corpses by doing a Mario-style butt slam. Come on, you can't tell me that I'm wrong about this. Tell us what you'd like to hear in my epic voice in the comments below. My resolution this year is to carry on being perfect.
Exactly, mine too. But like, they're making a new Dead Space in January. It's like the remake. I will wait for that one and play it, because I never played Dead Space and I always wanted to, but I was like waiting for that remake for a while, because I like when the graphics are pretty, you know. I don't like these old games, even if they're like good story and whatnot, but when the graphics are not the best, I'm like, so yeah, waiting for that one.